Greetings and welcome. My name is Jake Rayson. I am a wildlife forest garden designer. I haven't been doing much podcast streaming of late, so yes, lots of things going on. Two things. One's I've got a job, part-time biodiversity assistant at the Ceredigion Council, which is brilliant. And the other one is I'm doing this design at the moment, and it's a 2-acre site, big job down in South Carmarthenshire, and it's very exciting. I've called it Tir, which is Welsh for land, but it's also because the garden's kind of partially tiered, so it's a terrible English pun, but there we have it. So I've been having a bit of struggling a bit today with the old it's been quite difficult just figuring out the designs of it and everything. So yesterday was really good, and but today has been just kind of quite appalling. Oh, I'm getting these glitch. Don't know if you can see the glitches. So it's been quite a bit of a struggle. So let's just have a quick. Just want to kind of recap. This is for I'm just going to post this up to Russell, the gardener, who's the gardener on the project. So a garden designer and a gardener. It's brilliant. Just to be able to have somebody who knows about plants, really knows a lot about plants, which is absolutely fantastic. So I'm very happy about that, and I'm posting this stuff up here for him. Okay, so yesterday and day before I've been doing the back of the house. I just wanted to show you very quickly, if I can. Let's get the back of the house up. Oh, hold on, it's in here. It's now there isn't really, it's a bit bitty, so there's an awful lot of building work going on. Here we go. This is like a big picture of it, and I'm putting in a courtyard along here, and this patio down at the bottom is being extended so that there's a gradual path going into it, and it's accessible. It's making it much more accessible. And then at the top bit where the concrete footings are at the moment, that's going to be a courtyard with potentially a summer house and barbecue area and that kind of stuff. So I've done the kind of tricky bit was actually doing the patio, extending the patio out and then putting a path in it. So I'll just show you that. And it's quite complicated. It's like one of the more complicated things that I've done, but I think it's going to work. And I figured out the angle, trying to work out the angles. So I'm going to be on site next week, and I'll be measuring it out and getting the angles right. So this is the ground level, and it's about 1.8 meters, I think, to the upper ground level, and it's getting a path to go all the way around the outside. And there's 2 tiered beds there and there, and then the path goes up through, so it goes through the beds up to the top, up to the courtyard, and then all this area will be cleared. So there's much more space. It'll be a through space here, but there'll be way more space in this part here. We'll have to look at that as well, just in terms of width. Maybe take it back a little bit more to get more of a squarer shape. But just see how it goes. So that went really well. And then today I've just had oh, this is hard. So I'll just quickly show you so doing sketches for the summer house. And for the side, this is for the patio bit, just how to make it fit with the path going up. Great stuff. Anyway, onto the courtyard, and this isn't finished. It's not finished at all. But I've just been kind of trying to go through the different spaces. So with that path coming up, what happens is when the path comes up this side, you just walk straight into the courtyard, and this is a bit of you don't really want to do that. So I've put, because it just opens up the courtyard to a path. That's a thing that you're really aware of, is the path. So I've put the summer house to one side, and this has created a bit of a there's a big bed down here, and it's a bit of a dead space, to be honest, and I'm not 100% sure. You need to have access around the back because of the limited width. I'm really advocating putting in a wall. I would say like a gabion wall, or or fencing or what have you. But something, I think I'm really into gabions just in terms of they're long lasting, and they provide a lot of habitat as well. If you're using whatever aggregate you're using, because there's a whole load of complexity in there. So gabion, it's like a gabion fence, as it were, would be fantastic, and that actually provides a lot of protection because the neighbour's right next door, and that provides a lot of protection from the neighbour as well. And then also the far side to having a gabion wall up there. But I'm not 100% convinced about this space down here and what to do about it and how to use that space. And then there's steps coming up, the path comes up this way, and then two plants, two possibly bay trees or something that kind of height, like prune bay tree, 1.5 meters, and it just provides that little bit of cover for when you're coming up the path, so it's not straight out into the space. And it's quite a long, thin space, but I do want to have like beds in there as well. So this is not finished at all, but it's just like an idea, and it opens up. Now the nice thing is it's open up to the south, because south is up that way. Opens up to the south, kind of southwest facing, but then it's also open up to everything else. So you just want to have a bit of screening. It doesn't have to be totally blocking off all the sunlight, but it's just something that will stop it being open. So I'm thinking like an arbor, like 3-post arbor and then like access paths for the beds here. And because it's kind of full sun, I'll do raised beds and grow Mediterranean herbs here, and then use those. Again, barbecue, don't know where to put the barbecue, bit awkward, but that makes it more like a room, like you walk into it and it's more secluded. And then the nice thing about this as well is that along this edge, on the westerly edge, you can put other plants, because there's the house here, there might be like looking over the courtyard, so again a bit of screening, a bit of blocking it off. So that's the thinking behind that, and then a fence at the end as well to provide a distinction between it. And this is kind of really, it's exciting actually, because it just, you work out the different areas and how they fit together. So the patio, you can go parking, come in, you can go down to the patio, to the dining room door, park in here. You can go up to the forest garden, up this way, or you can go down, go down the steps, or you can go this way and go into the courtyard. So there's lots of different routes in, and that's great. And then there's a hydrotherapy pool over on one side. Not sure about the specs for it yet, but or where the entrance is or how that's going to pan out. But either is it, I'm not sure about the parking either in terms of space, but just vaguely this is the idea of enough parking, and it'll be used for apparently might be used for other people as well. So you come in and you go into the hydrotherapy, and then there's a couple of ducks and a wildlife pond, like a big feature, and having that here. And then we go in, and then this is like there's a play area to the one side, so that'd be lawn, and then this will be the entrance up into the forest garden. I would say my favourite bit. I'm not allowed to have favourite bits, but I'm probably going to. And that'll be going up there. So that'll be another time. So this is good because it kind of pulls in the play area and the lawn, and I'm just thinking it needs a structure, and because it's a natural crossroad between the parking going to the forest garden, parking going to the courtyard, parking going to the hydrotherapy pool or to the vegetable area. It's a natural crossroad, so some sort, possibly a feature. Yes, I'm not sure what, but a dipping pool, like an ornamental pool, or possibly some seating area, or a tree with path around it, or bed. It's interesting. There's lots of options there, and that will break it up then as well with the play area and the lawn. Basically, the lawn is going to be lawn for the time being. I haven't got much input on that one yet. So that's how it's working out. And then over here, just to say, there's the polytunnel and the potting shed. They're pointing due south. There is a black walnut here, but I'm not sure whether to swap over the potting shed and the polytunnel. But that's a kind of orientation. You want them facing due south, so you get maximum amount of sunlight, and then they'll get the westerly light as well. And then with fencing around the pool, and then there's a witch's garden at the top. but another time for that. So that's the work that I've been doing, and all very much kind of, this is what I generally do as well for a garden, is you work out how areas can work, and then you then you figure out the planting afterwards. You don't say, oh well, plant this plant here. You go, how will the space be used, and what are the kind of how does it work, and put the paths in first, then figure out the structures, then do the planting. So yeah, I think I'm pretty close to that. Anyway, that's enough for now. That's me back on the live streaming wagon. If you is that interesting? God only knows if that's interesting or not. So yes, just want to say one other thing. Little party political broadcast in the UK. Labour Party, which is the main opposition party, has just said it's not going to be spending £28 billion, cutting back on its commitment to spend £28 billion in the first year of Parliament for green infrastructure, which is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But that's all I'm going to say on the matter. There we go. Okay, thanks for watching.